我听到声音了。好了，开始吧。
Why is this play again? No, it's fine. Welcome back to day 15 of learning to read Chinese. We are gonna continue on the unit about the economy, starting where we left off the other day here. Yin. Yin, again, this has the metal on the left side here. Yin refers to silver, and as an extension, it refers to money, like silver coins. This is hang. Hang. If you look at the... should load. Originally, this is just a drawing of an intersection between roads. So it refers to the road or a profession or line of business. It also has this other reading, xing, which you also see very commonly. And xing means to walk or go a distance, to go on a journey. But in this case, it's read hang in yinhang, which is the word for a bank. Because they're in the business of money. Dai. Dai means to lend or loan. It's also for the, in here with kuan, or kuan is a sum of money or the funds. Then 贷款 is lending a sum of money, so 贷款 is loan as a noun. Now 款 also has other pretty common meanings, such as a form, shape, or type. People even use this for like a style of clothing, not as in like the general aesthetic, but like of the particular item, like a model of car would also be called kuan, or people even use this as slang when they're talking about your type, like in partners for people that you find attractive. You also use kuan. Chu. Chu means to store up or accumulate. It also refers to a reserve, like a backup, or a deputy, which is like a reserve officer. Xu. Xu also means to store, to cherish, to preserve. If you look at this, Scott, I think this was originally about raising livestock. This is a grass on the top, the field on the bottom. This in the middle is something like the thing that you, what is it called? You're pulling a cart with animals or something. It kind of looks like that.
Pulling what?
Pulling a cart with animals?
Pulling a cart?
Does it not kind of look like that? Anyway.
Well, xu is referred to livestock too.
Yeah, original. It.
Yeah. Like a 畜牧业, right? 畜牧业, that means the industry of raise livestock.
Yeah. But most of the time we're referring to storage. Bei. Bei means double. It means over times, like times, many times over, or many fold. It's bei. So you'd say, like, if you wanted to say 10 times, you'd say 10倍, like 10 times more. But just by itself, it means double. 宠 can mean to revere or bestow favor on, dote on. This is like spoiling a child is called 宠爱. Pets are called 宠物. They're like your favored animals that you take care of and you dote on. But here, 被宠 in this context, 储蓄被宠. Well, firstly, 银行贷款, this refers to banks giving out loans.
储蓄被宠 Well, just people like to save money. That's what it is. Just 宠 this means that really like.
Is it not a little bit weird for this used in this context?
Yeah, 银行贷款储蓄被宠.
I feel like normally you wouldn't use 宠 to refer to enjoying an activity.
Yeah.
Normally
they do that.
Like when else?
Well, they do. This is like refer to a activity that people really prefer doing socially. You can do that.
Give more context examples.
然后 like 这个就是一个 example， 就是
a different one, obviously.
different one 怎么说新宠就是说你比方说是就你比方说那个叫什么一辆新车对吧？一款新车，那个就是消费者很喜欢，你就可以说哇。
That's not a different example, because that's an object, that's a possession, that's a noun.
It's a noun, yeah. It's activity also. It's like 那你就说哇，这个就说比方说那个跳街舞对吧？跳街舞是一个年轻人的新宠。It's an activity.
Okay, but there you just use 新宠 as a word.
对
referring to preference.
Yeah. So it's a preference.
It's not 宠 by itself. It's used as part of the word 新宠.
对，被宠呢，就是说他加倍的宠，就加倍的喜欢。
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's.
Yeah， 你比方说那一款车对吧，或者是那个 activity， 本来是挺喜欢的，这年轻人已经挺喜欢的，结果呢，这个现在又更喜欢，你就可以说被宠。
被宠 like they like it even more than they did before.
Yeah.
Or they like it even more than they like other things.
Yeah.
Okay.
这就是说他这个
okay.
非常喜欢这个叫什么存钱。
I feel like that's a Chinese thing though.
这就是
like Americans are not super into saving money like that.
Yeah.
Americans need to be taught to save money. I don't think Chinese people don't really seem to need to be taught to save money.
Yeah.
They need to be taught things like how to invest instead of just putting all their money in the bank.
Yeah, anyway, 这是什么意思？
D. This D means to deny, withstand, resist. Also refers to offend, slander, censure, conflict with. Refers to compensation. Basically, rising up against an opponent should be relatively equal. So it's not referring to like or it could. But here we're using it in the word 抵押, where 押 is a stake or bet. It means to pawn for money or to take into custody, take charge of. So when you say 抵押, it means you are holding something against. So 抵押 refers to collateral, like for mortgage or a loan. Chai means to split or break up, open, take part. It has another reading, ta. And this ta means to excrete or to do things sloppily, leave a mess, and be irresponsible. I don't think this is as commonly used as chai.
Chai is more.
Chai is more common than.
Yeah,
this.
这个他说什么 ？excrete.
Do sloppy work and leave a mess is what it says.
哦，对，擦烂污。
Yeah.
对。
擦烂污。
Yeah, 擦烂污。
This should be deleted, I think, because this is only.
没有，
It's not standard Mandarin.
Yeah. 这个就是擦烂污，就是这个方言里边说的。
Yeah, so that's in standard Mandarin. We pretty much only use this one. 借 means to borrow or to lend. It could be either end or to help. Used as a pretext, it's like or as an excuse is called 借口. It's like you're borrowing an irrelevant reason to pretend that it's the reason for what you're doing. Or as a hypothetical for the sake of an argument. Here, since we're talking about the economy and money, obviously we're going to be talking about borrowing money. This 抵押拆借.
You borrowing money by give a collateral.
Yeah, but what's that 拆 got to do with it?
啊，拆借就是。
拆借 is a word?
Yeah. 拆借 is a word.
Okay.
你看那个就是。
It's got to be in here then.
Yeah.
Here. 拆借短期的按日计息的借
信贷。Yeah, 这个拆借就是 specifically.
拆借 is specifically referring to a
short term, very short term,
a very short term loan. So it's like, I guess that's where the 拆 comes in, because it's going to expire very quickly.
Very quickly, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's only like overnight 或者是 like a few days.
Okay. 循 means along or according to or follow. So it refers to things that circulate. Like 循环.
Yeah.
Or 环 is a ring or a circle, right? And 循 would be like it follows along according to the circle, like the path of a circle, so it circulates. 例 means example or rules or stipulation, regulation. Example, this could be like when you're posing arguments and you want to give examples, or you list a list of examples of like anything really. This is probably the most common word for that. Right? Like 例子 or 比方 is also another way of saying it.
Yeah, 例子。比方。Yeah, 比方说也是一个例子。
Yeah. 不 Now this is one word that encompasses all these kinds of things in English. It refers to pretty much anything that negates something else in speech. So like not, no, neither, nor, without, no matter what, no need. If you can't do something. All those things are all 不. 停 means to stop, cease, halt, or parking your car is 停车.
停车, yeah. So go back to the 不.
This 循例不停. Although this is going together with the previous part, I think, right?
Yeah, it's just like
That means
of
like
course,
your
like
mortgages and loans are
they follow like strict rules.
Continually and strictly follow the rules.
Yeah, and then just going on
never
without
ending,
ceasing.
Without ceasing.
Yeah, no, the 不 okay, so remember that the Chinese language is a pictorial language, right? So they don't change the verb, they don't change the nouns.
Yeah, there's no such thing as like cognate, no, not cognate, that's the wrong word. There's no such thing as conjugation. There's no such thing as conjugation in Chinese because every character has a fixed form that does not modify based on parts of grammar.
Yeah, and so the verb never gonna change, the noun's never gonna change.
If you have anything like a prefix or a suffix, it's just a separate character.
Yeah, so the words itself never change. Okay, it's not like in English or all this
European languages.
European language that the very common words and the nouns and verbs are constantly changing. So in Chinese character they don't change. Now, of course, you do need to express tense, right? And also you do need to express negation. Now in these cases, because the character is not changing, so they just invent another character to serve that purpose. Okay? And for example, like if a past tense, you just put a 过. You have learned, 就是学过.
Well, not exactly.
Then, yeah.
过 is specifically like the perfect tense.
Yeah, perfect tense.
So it means you have done.
Yeah, 过了. Hey, 过了.
If you simple 了 is closer to the simple past tense.
Yeah, 我学了.
学了 would be like I learned it.
Yeah, I learned.
And 学过了 would be I have learned it.
Yeah,
so
我学过了. It's done.
But those are separate characters that you tack onto and.
Yeah.
I guess, and even in English, when you use perfect tense, there's the have and the have had,
yeah.
Which is different from some other languages that also just modify the words, the verbs to express that tense. So English actually has fewer verb tenses than many other languages.
Yeah, I know. Now the like future tense, right? Future tense, then you will say, 他就是说这个你要 like.
There are a few different ones though, like 要 or 会 or 将.
要会将要将会要. So but anyway, so only add another a few characters to serve the purpose instead of like changing like numerous like countless verbs. So I think this is actually easier to learn.
Yeah, there's fewer parts. There's fewer pieces.
Yeah. Okay, keep going.
Okay. Moving on. 公. This 公 means to. Is that the correct? Yes, it is. This has also got two different readings. 供 is to supply, feed, provide, or equip for the use or convenience of someone. And 供 refers to confession or offerings. So, or 供 this is a verb, and this 供 is a noun. This 供 also has verb meanings, which are pretty common. I don't know why they are not in the box. I think they should be. Those are like offerings.
请练习今天新学的字。
Like to present or to offer in worship. Wait on. I would say those are probably It could be confession or offerings or confess or offer. Okay, well, put it like this. 己 This, when it's pronounced 己, referring to provide, confer, quickly, like to pay is 给付.
给就是 provide. Yeah.
Yes. So this is
给是 provide.
It's not even like, because give, when you say give, it's the other one. These are kind of confusing because there's two separate readings, but they actually have relatively similar meanings, which is not always the case. Wouldn't you say?
Yeah, it's 给 is provide. 给是 give.
Do you not think that's like kind of confusingly similar?
It's kind of little bit. Yeah,
well, this here is the ample, well provided for, and abundant.
Or supply.
This is like the original meaning. Is that still used?
Well, ample, be well provided for. Yeah, abundant. Yeah.
But it's probably not as common as this meaning.
Provide,
render, supply.
Yeah.
Right. And then 给 is like just the standard general form
of give.
Give. This is, I think, probably more common.
Yeah.
Than
给.
to use it. 给.
The grant, handful for the benefit of useful coming verb. Used before some. Okay.
Yeah, this is like used before some verbs. This is like a stylistic thing.
Yeah.
Also, I think generally it's only in speech.
Yeah. Yeah, you use a colloquial language.
Yeah, I think
你给
把门给关了, like
Yeah.
close the door. But I mean, it kind of even has that connotation of when you're saying that, it makes the tone of the request a little more polite.
Yeah.
Like, would you close the door for me? It kind of has that tone in it.
No, not really.
Like, not,
No,
I mean,
not really. 把门给关了.
not really. It sounds more casual and less commanding. A little bit. I'm trying to figure out. No, because it said originally in this dictionary thing, it said giving stress to the tone, but I don't feel like that's the purpose it serves. But then if I try to explain what purpose it serves compared to not using it, I can't figure out what exactly it does.
No. It adds a word, add a character.
It adds,
so give you more opportunity to decorate your tone. So either way, it doesn't.
I mean, it doesn't actually mean anything different.
No.
It just sounds different. It's just like
give
if you
more opportunity to make your speech sound different because you have one more syllable.
Why? Huh?
Yeah, like
no. It just makes it. It just makes it sound different.
Yeah.
It's just like if you prefer the rhythm, like if you want to change the rhythm of your sentence and you think it sounds better that way, then you would use it.
Well, it's just give you more opportunity. 把门关了，把门给关了，把门。
I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, anyway, it just adds some variation to your speech, I guess.
Yeah.
It doesn't really mean anything. Moving on. 需 Xu means to need, demand, or want. Pretty straightforward. 求 refers to ask, beg, request, strive for, seek, or demand. So it's it can just mean simply ask like normal, but it does have, because of these other meanings like beg, strive for, and demand, it does have like a little note of intensity, extra desperation, kind of. This, hold on. But here when we talk about, you're talking about 供给需求, I believe this is referring to supply and demand.
Yeah.
As the economic concepts. 是. I just remembered I'm not supposed to have this on a table because it makes bad noises with the mic. So it's probably been sounding really bad this whole time. Sorry. 是 means a market or a city, town. Also trade in general, like as a concept.
股市.
股市 is the stock market, so it's not just referring to literal markets with like stalls and stuff, but also to the abstract concept of the market as it exists in modern society. 货 refers to property or goods, the stuff that is sold and bought in the market.
Yeah, so this one is the 贝.
Yeah, this
is
little the
referred to
shell,
money.
the shell,
Which
means money, because shells used to be used as money. Top, this is what, for the sound?
For the sound, yeah.
Because this is 花. This is also used for insults.
Oh yeah.
It's basically a suffix for derogatory adjectives. If you tack it on to a mean descriptor, then that's what you call the person that you're mocking with that descriptor.
Yeah. 或者 you don't even like 这货.
Yeah. It doesn't even need to have a descriptor. It's just like you're referring to a person as like just stuff.
Yeah, basically you're not you regard that person not as a person anymore. You degrade it into a
dehumanizing,
thing.
into a thing, to a piece of crap. 充 means to fill in, both as like to fill something full with contents, to be sufficient, but also as like substitute, or here you have other meanings like serve as a stopgap, backup measure, pretend to be, those sorts of meanings of fill in, as well as the literal meaning of to make something full. 营 This is one of those words where this at the bottom refers to a container. 营 means to be full of or be sufficient and satisfied. Full and round, complete. Flourishing. So this 充盈, when you put together two characters with a similar meaning to make a word that means the same thing. But this 是货充盈 is going to refer to the abundance of the goods in the market that fill supply of things, the full and abundant supply of goods in the market. 消 this means to exhaust or use up, to destroy or consume or expend. Also refers to canceling something. I think this is that one, like 处消.
促销或者
取消
取消撤销
撤销 those
Yeah.
words are all for canceling and deleting things. Show means to sell or present somebody with a gift or to carry out. And here
这个
is it.
你后面几个不要
Generally, these ones you want to delete them.
Yeah.
They're too rare. I can delete them. You pretty much only use it for selling. And then especially when you say here 销售 is sales.
Yeah.
Like sales is a profession you would call 销售.
销售员
销售员 is a salesperson.
Yeah. 销售经理 is the sales manager.
Yeah. Because like you're selling things, and when you sell them, you get rid of them.
Yeah.
And you hope that you get rid of all of them. So you
Yeah.
have,
You don't want to return, so.
yeah. You're looking at this one. And you want to get rid of these other... You want to get rid of all of them?
不要，这个
Just sell.
都不常见的。
We're just gonna only keep this one. 买 means to buy or purchase. And this meaning of to bribe or persuade is pretty much from the idea that you could buy a person or their favor and not just their goods or services.
Yeah, I think it's a bridal.
It's not really like
Yeah.
the main meaning of it is just to buy, just like this. It looks almost the same, but this one's got a little on top because
I'm curious why this, what is top that
what
mean?
is it supposed to represent?
Yeah.
Oh, this doesn't
A
help.
foot?
This literally does not help.
No. On top is the foot.
Why would it be a foot though? I've never seen it explained that way. I got a net.
下面是个网，下部是个背。Okay,
It's like you have your money in your little sack or something. But then, what does this have to do with a foot? I don't understand it. I've only ever seen it like to help remember which one's which is because like the seller has the goods, has the supply. And this is a character for head anyway, so the fact that the pictures have like shells and nets and things is kind of confusing.
No, 这是简体字 No.
Yeah. Oh yeah, because I guess this is
it was
the traditional representation. This is like a little box with your shells in it. But why is this a foot? I still don't understand. These other... Anyway. Quit means to lose or loss, damage, harm, or reduce. So this is used for like when you invest and then your investment doesn't pay off. You lose money or such like that. Like quit button, right?
Yeah.
But the button. That one is. Do we have... No, that we had 资产 there. Is when you lose money on an investment. We also use it though for luckily or fortunately, like 幸亏.
幸亏
Which is completely
亏的
different.
亏的他来了
Yeah. Completely different meaning, which doesn't seem... Like if you compare that... You compare that with loss or harm, it's completely the opposite almost, but we do also use it to mean that.
幸亏对这个不知道这个怎么就变成这样 I don't know. It's kind of weird.
Yeah. 差 cha means to fall short of or to owe. And this has a whole bunch of other readings. Chai. This chai is like to dispatch someone with a task.
出差
Yeah, 出差 is like when you go on a business trip.
Yeah.
Billet corvée. Corvée is like the type of like temporary forced labor.
Yeah. Yeah. 差夫或者是那种 yeah.
This is
Messenger. Yeah.
This is a very rare word in English. Well, I mean, obviously it's a French loan word, but
Errand, right?
yeah.
差事。你比方说差事，你在叫什么？你做什么差事？就是 like people ask me like what do you do for living?
Cha. This is different from this one because it's a different tone. Cha means a mistake or a difference between two things, or like if it's a mistake, it's like the difference between the correct way and the way that you did it.
差错。
差错, or 错 is wrong.
差 means the difference, like
Yeah.
You have deviated from the correct one.
I don't know why it said difference twice. I feel like that should be. I didn't go and tweak any of these because they were pre-filled.
请练习今天，请练习请练
You gotta fix that.
学的字。
There we go. 吃. This one I had never heard of before.
uneven 呀，参差不齐呀。哇，参差不齐是两个多音字。吃 ，yeah，
referring to a grade, rank, or a limit. 次序，次等。
Yeah， 次等 ，yeah。
次间 Okay. Definitely less common than some of the other ones.
Yeah， 参差不齐，这就要念这个
But
词。
that is used in some words. See, that's the thing. Like, if you
Not
read,
not that uncommon. 这个不是说
it's not like
不听的
super rare that it's not even used, but it's definitely not as common as the other
Yeah.
readings. But that's the thing, is that if you read books by yourself and you come across these words and phrases and idioms and stuff, a lot of times it's those idioms, the 成语, where just within that one phrase, the character is read differently than any other instance of it. And then you just have to know. And if you don't know and then you say it, then people will know that you're like uneducated. Yu means a surplus, spare, or remaining, left over. Also in the old times, this was used as first person pronoun. But here in yu sheng, where sheng also means to be left over, remnant, or surplus, comes almost like the same thing. And then once again, we're putting together two characters that mean kind of the same thing to make a word. Yu sheng. 亏差余生 is referring to what is the opposite of surplus in English? I suddenly can't remember.
Surplus.
What is the opposite of surplus in English?
Surplus?
A shortage.
Shortage, yeah.
Yeah. Shortages and surpluses, right? Losses, profits.
Yeah, 余剩的这个就是余剩就是 surplus.
Yeah.
Like
So this, wait, hold on, we gotta put it together though.
like the surplus value that Marxists talk about.
销售买卖. Right? When you're selling and buying things, you know, there's always profits and losses.
Yeah.
And it's 5:40, so that's all for today. You finish this tomorrow, and the next unit is on culture. This is really vague. Most of these things are pretty vague. But until next time, remember to practice what you learned. I have this on a dummy account, so it doesn't always. But yeah, I should be practicing too. Bye.